If I had around 30 pounds of body fat to drop quickly in 2026, I wouldn't waste time chasing complicated plans or pretending motivation is the real issue. Because after working with countless men across their 30s, 40s, 50s, and even 60s, busy professionals with zero patience for nonsense, Dr. Ethan Collins has seen that fat loss doesn't fail because people are lazy. It fails because they don't understand what actually controls fat burning in the body, and that comes down to one key factor: insulin. When insulin stays elevated, your body is locked in storage mode and simply won't burn stored fat no matter how hard you try. But when insulin drops and stays controlled, your body naturally shifts into fat burning mode, pulling energy from stored fat, especially dangerous visceral fat around your organs that expands your waist and drains your energy. So instead of overcomplicating things, everything comes down to managing this one mechanism properly, and the first rule to start fixing it today is incredibly simple but powerful. Change the order of how you eat your meals by starting with protein, then moving to vegetables, and leaving carbohydrates for last, because this small shift alone can dramatically reduce your insulin spike and improve how your body handles every meal without even changing the foods or calories you're eating. And while it may sound too basic to matter, this is exactly where most people go wrong by mixing everything randomly and unknowingly, keeping their body stuck in fat storage mode. So if you're serious about getting results that actually last, make sure you apply this properly and stay consistent. And if you want the rest of the rules broken down step by step, like this video, comment below, and share it with someone who's tired of wasting time on things that don't work. There's nothing technically wrong with how most people eat on the surface, but if you're struggling to lose body fat, Dr. Ethan Collins explains that the real issue is what's happening underneath. Every time you start your meal with refined carbohydrates like rice, bread, or pasta, your blood sugar spikes quickly, and insulin rises to control it. And as long as insulin is elevated, your body shuts down fat burning completely. But when you reverse the order and begin with protein, at least half your serving first, you immediately slow down digestion, reduce hunger signals, and create early satiety before the meal even ends. Then when you move to vegetables, the fiber adds another layer by slowing digestion further and forming a barrier that delays carbohydrate absorption. So by the time you finally eat carbs, they enter a system that's already controlling the rate of absorption, leading to a much smaller blood sugar spike and a significantly lower insulin response despite eating the exact same meal with the same calories. And this isn't theory. Research has shown that simply eating protein and vegetables before carbs can reduce post-meal glucose spikes by up to 37%, which is a massive difference from just changing the order alone. And once you start applying this consistently, you'll realize how much control you actually have over your fat loss without extreme dieting. Now moving to the second rule, it may sound simple and unimpressive, but it works. Apple cider vinegar, when taken before meals, can help regulate blood sugar by slowing down how quickly carbohydrates are broken down and absorbed. So what Dr. Ethan Collins recommends is taking 1 tablespoon mixed in a large glass of water about 5 to 10 minutes before your 2 biggest meals of the day, because the acetic acid in it interferes with carbohydrate digesting enzymes and helps blunt the glucose spike, with studies showing reductions in post-meal blood sugar by up to 20%. And while this isn't some miracle trick, it's exactly the kind of small, consistent behavior that separates people who get results from those who stay stuck. And when you combine these first 2 rules, you're already putting your body in a completely different metabolic state without adding complexity. And now the third rule begins with something most people underestimate but is incredibly effective when done right: fasted morning walks. So if you want the full breakdown of how to use this properly, make sure you like this video, drop a comment, and share it with someone who keeps overcomplicating fat loss instead of fixing the basics. Most people completely underestimate this, but according to Dr. Ethan Collins, fasted morning activity is one of the most effective and accessible fat loss tools you have, and yet almost no one uses it properly because they lack structure. So here's how it actually works. Stop eating by around 8 or 9 p.m. Though no late night snacks, no just one bite, nothing, then wake up the next morning after a 10-12 hour fast where your insulin levels are naturally at their lowest and your liver glycogen is already partially depleted, which creates the perfect metabolic environment for fat burning. And instead of eating immediately, either hydrate or have black coffee and go for a 30 to 60 minute walk. Ideally outside, so you also get sunlight exposure to regulate your circadian rhythm and improve hormonal balance. And in this low insulin state combined with light movement, your body has very limited fuel options, so it starts pulling energy directly from stored fat, especially visceral fat around your organs, which is the most harmful and stubborn type. And if you add coffee before the walk, the caffeine increases adrenaline, which signals fat cells to release fatty acids into the bloodstream to be used as fuel, amplifying the effect. And this is exactly where most people get it wrong by jumping into intense cardio thinking harder is better, when in reality, high-intensity training forces your body to rely on glycogen instead of fat, while low-intensity steady walking keeps you in that aerobic fat-burning zone for longer, allowing consistent fat utilization throughout the session. So this isn't about effort, it's about precision. And if you do this daily, minimum 30 minutes, ideally 60, Alongside a calorie deficit and the earlier rules, it becomes one of the fastest ways to reduce visceral fat and improve body composition without needing a gym or complicated routines. And if your excuse is lack of time, then you're avoiding the obvious solution because even a walking pad removes that barrier completely. And building on this, the next rule is just as simple but just as ignored. Walking after meals, where you take 10 to 15 minutes after your biggest meals like lunch and dinner to move your body lightly, not intensely, just enough to activate your muscles and help your body manage blood sugar more efficiently. And while it sounds almost too basic to matter, this is exactly the kind of habit that compounds results over time. So if you're serious about fixing your fat loss instead of overthinking it, apply this properly. Like this video, comment below, and share it with someone who keeps making excuses instead of executing. What most people don't realize, and this is where Dr. Ethan Collins separates guesswork from actual strategy, is that those 10 to 30 minutes right after you eat are the most critical window for fat storage, because that's when your blood sugar and insulin are at their highest. And if you just sit down like most people do, you're essentially allowing your body to store that energy instead of using it. But the moment you get up and move, even something as simple as a slow walk, your muscles start contracting and activate a process where they pull glucose directly out of your bloodstream and use it as fuel, meaning that glucose is being burned instead of stored, which dramatically reduces the insulin spike and lowers the chances of that energy being converted into body fat. And this is why even short walks after meals have been shown to significantly reduce post-meal blood sugar compared to doing nothing. Yet most people completely ignore this and choose comfort over results by sitting or lying down right when their body is most sensitive. So this isn't about fitness, it's a strategic metabolic move. 10 to 15 minutes after lunch and dinner, every single day. No excuses, because this is where small actions create massive long-term differences. And now coming to the final rule, the one you don't skip no matter what. Lifting weights, because the biggest mistake men make is chasing weight loss instead of fat loss, and those are not the same thing. If you just diet and rely on cardio, you'll lose weight but also muscle, and that leaves you looking softer, weaker, and exactly like a smaller version of the same body you started with, which is the classic skinny fat outcome. And that happens because you never gave your body a reason to hold on to muscle. But when you train with resistance, you send a clear signal to preserve and even build lean mass while you're in a calorie deficit, which improves your metabolism, your shape, and how your body actually looks, not just what the scale says. So if you're serious about changing your physique instead of just shrinking it, you need to combine everything. Control insulin, structure your meals, walk consistently, and lift weights properly. And if you're done wasting time on half efforts, like this video, comment below and share it with someone who still thinks fat loss is just about eating less and suffering more. Muscle isn't just about looking strong, it's your body's most powerful metabolic advantage. And Dr. Ethan Collins makes it clear that the more muscle you carry, the more efficient your body becomes at burning fat and managing blood sugar. Because even at rest, muscle tissue burns calories and, more importantly, it dramatically improves insulin sensitivity, meaning your body handles nutrients better instead of storing them as fat. And this is why resistance training alone has been shown to significantly improve insulin function even without changing your diet. Yet most men ignore this and chase weight loss instead of actual fat loss, ending up smaller but still soft because they never built or preserved muscle. So the goal isn't just to lose weight, it's to reshape your body by maintaining lean mass while dropping fat. And you don't need extreme workouts to do it. Just train 3 to 4 times a week using basic compound movements. Push yourself hard enough that the last reps feel challenging and progressively get stronger over time, because that's what forces your body to adapt and hold on to muscle while burning fat. And when you combine this with everything else, the system becomes simple but brutally effective. You wake up, stay fasted, hydrate, or take black coffee, go for a 30 to 60 minute walk, then before your meals you use apple cider vinegar, eat protein first, vegetables second, carbs last, follow it with short walks after lunch and dinner, train in the afternoon with intensity, close your kitchen by 8 p.m. Eat and repeat this daily for 60 to 90 days. And here's the part most people fail to accept. Fat loss isn't complicated, you already know what to do, but you keep looking for shortcuts instead of executing consistently. And when results don't show up in 2 weeks, you quit without realizing that the early phase is where your body is fixing insulin sensitivity, building habits, and shifting its internal environment, and the visible transformation only shows up once that consistency compounds. So if you actually want to lose 30 pounds, and not just talk about it, stop waiting for motivation and start stacking these behaviors daily until your body has no choice but to respond. And if you're serious about changing your physique instead of staying stuck in the same cycle, like this video, drop a comment and share it with someone who keeps overthinking fat loss instead of doing what works.